All right, here at home, we've hit the 6-month mark since firestorms raged through Pacific Palisades and Altadena. Now, both fires began January 7th amid severe windstorms. As we remember, tens of thousands of people were forced to evacuate. By the time they were contained, the fires combined for more than 37,000 acres burned. 30 people were killed and more than 16,000 structures destroyed. Another 2,000 were damaged. In the months that have followed, the rebuilding process continues to gain speed, and LA Mayor Karen Bass says 80% of residential properties in the city have been cleared, and 200 of the 640 building plans have been approved. LA County has received more than 1,000 building permits, the majority of those in the Eaton fire zone.
State and local officials will head to the fire zones this morning to bring attention to the progress made in the recovery efforts.
But some homeowners say they still face many challenges, and Gigi Graciette is live in Altadena with what they're facing still. Gigi?
That's right. Governor Newsom will actually be in Pasadena today with state, local, and federal officials, and they'll be touting all the accomplishments, everything that's gotten done so far in these 6 months. But there are hundreds and hundreds of homeowners that are still fighting with their insurance companies. And we're on the property of one family, and you may consider them lucky. Their house was saved, even though across the street, all the houses burned down. Now, this is the Zemet family home. Kelsey grew up here. She now lives here with her husband Dave and their 2 small children. The house, though, they can't live in it. That's because they paid almost $11,000 to have industrial hygiene testing done here. And that testing, according to the family, found that lead levels are 10 times the acceptable levels in most of the house. And in the bedrooms, they are 20 times the acceptable level. So they can't bring their kids home. They can't live here until the remediation, basically a deep cleansing and replacement of everything inside, is done. And that's in layman's terms. But they say State Farm doesn't want to pay for that. The family says they didn't even want to pay to have the house tested. And it wasn't until she went on a national television news show that they reimbursed her for the testing, but they still don't want to pay for the remediation.
Sadly, we're not alone. There's hundreds, if not thousands of us, depending on where you are in the burn zone or adjacent to the burn zone. And we're all in this pattern of just waiting for our homes to be cleaned and made safe so that we can return to this community we love.
Very quickly, the last question. Governor Newsom is going to be in town. He's going to be touting all the accomplishments. A lot has been done, a lot more to do. What is your message for the governor?
We need help. We feel like we're doing this on our own. We're fighting with the insurance companies on our own. We're paying out of pocket for testing. We're taking the lead to find out, what does the science say, what is safe, how can we get back home safely, and we need help. We're doing it on our own.
And many of the victims have formed a group called the Eaton Fire Survivors Network. There are more than 5,000 victims in that group, and many of them say they are in the same limbo, left there by the insurance companies that do not want to pay to clean up their properties and make them safe again. And bringing it back here live, you are looking at the home. What does remediation cost? Well, Kelsey tells me most likely about $100,000. They say they're not only frustrated, they're exhausted because they've been dealing with this company. And of course, as you know, State Farm has asked California to approve a 30% rate hike in insurance rates, and approval, a request that is being approved. And they want an investigation done into the handling of the claims here in the Eaton fire area. Reporting live in Altadena, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
All right, such a big headache for so many of those homeowners who have to go through that. All right, Gigi, thank you. And there's more frustration than recovery in Pacific Palisades, Malibu area, 6 months after that wind-fanned wildfire caused 12 deaths there and ravaged 23,000 acres. The fire destroyed or damaged some 6,000 buildings. Many of the lots have been cleared, but the charred remains of other homes remain there. Some Palisades fire victims say they're more frustrated now than when the fire happened because of those insurance hassles.
We're exhausted, and we have a long way to go. The whole game is to delay, to deny you, and then to deplete you completely, where you just say, forget it, I give up. But for me, I'm not willing to give up.
There are also some success stories out there, too. Some rebuilding is underway as well. So far, just more than 160 building permits have been issued. Some residents are hopeful they'll be back in their new homes within 6 to 8 months.